Well, good morning, y'all. Let's see, it's March 15th. I just got back from death's door. I want to say hey to everybody that I love, and you know who you are. Thank you for checking in on me with Facebook and all that. See how I am. I hope you're doing better, Mary. Susan, thank you. You know I love you. And all my folks. Now, as for you new people, you know, I'm getting inquiries and nice things, oh, you pretty face, and stuff like that. Now, look, I know that there's some fools out there pretending to be people, and some people are actually real. Now, I got Kevin Costner, possibly, or an imposter. I got Kiefer Sutherland. Hey, Mr. President. Designated survivor. Yeah, well, that's what I feel like after what I've been through this past week. You must excuse me because 2 weeks ago I had my bottom teeth out. Short little footnote. In the South, they don't, pay for dental. And we spent almost 20 years living in the South. We've lived everywhere, it's okay, from New York to San Francisco. So, long story short, in the South, if you're poor and you're on Medicaid, which I've been on disability, but I still managed to make myself function with all that, 30 years of fibromyalgia and, arthritis and, depression and you name it, I got it. I've had tardive dyskinesia. You better Google that puppy because that was scary for a year and a half. It was a side effect of the medicine. I mean, don't get me off on the medicine whole reaction there. That's a whole nother topic in itself. I'm hoping to do some stand-up on this stuff. And the only place I'm going to be able to stand up is here on my bed. Because I can't do the clubs. I did the Improv in New York. I played in Folk City, of course, when I was younger, I worked as a gopher with John Belushi and Chevy Chase, folks like that. I've had a hell of an interesting life. Well, getting back to the South, if you have a problem with your tooth, they'll pull it. Doesn't matter if it's a viable tooth, and the hygienist, had said, hey, your tooth isn't that bad, so over time, I lost my top teeth, and finally, they filled my teeth so many times here in Oregon where they actually care, and they, have better care than pulling out your teeth, and so, that's just the reality, man, I mean, yeah, pretty face. That's right, I work at it, because I like to look nice. Not because I'm looking for a date or, a husband or a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. I'm sorry. Once upon a time, I believed in the Cinderella dream. And I was going to meet some wonderful man. Well, one almost put me in my grave while I was pregnant. We won't go into that story. And the other one, well, we were going to try to make things work out. He was a photographer in New York, and he was 20 years older than me, very talented, but things just didn't click, Had 2 kids by then, and he didn't have a lot of patience, I learned a lot, though. I learned a lot from him. He used to say to me, morons breeding morons. And I looked at him one day and I was like, how could you say that? That's so cruel, Here it is 30 years later and, he was right. I see people having babies that shouldn't be having babies. I see people doing things that they shouldn't be doing. We're living in a time where our whole civilization is about to topple over. I mean, it's coming apart at the seams. And I don't want to go off on a negative tirade, But, I mean, come on. 17 kids dead. Newtown. Colorado. There's nothing normal about that shit, people. Nothing normal. This is the world we live in. This is the world we expect our kids to say, oh, okay. Sure, I'm going to send you with a, freaking mace in your backpack or something to keep the door open in case somebody comes in. So don't even get me started right now. I don't see no reason. My bottom line, you want to know me? My bottom line is nobody needs no goddamn AK-15 or whatever you want to call it. It's a killer machine. They shouldn't even have it. We shouldn't even be in war. What kind of war are we in? Food for thought. How many more kids going to their graves? I pray not one more. So, on a lighter note, trying to get my stuff together this morning. My cool shrink, I spoke to her over the phone because, oh yeah, P.S. after the teeth thing, 10 teeth out, okay? I got a really bad virus over the weekend, like a norovirus, whatever. I Googled Mayo Clinic. I was studying to be a nurse, so I'm like a medical person. I just pulled a bunch of pus out the corner of my eye because I get these little thingies and they're like nasty. I'm sorry if you got a weak stomach, I don't know what to tell you. I'm a medical person. I'm a lot of things. I'm a spiritual person. I've converted to many faiths in my life. Half Jewish, half Italian, half meatball, half matzo ball. Told you, I'm a funny person. Serious, but knowledgeable. I had 150 IQ when I was 6 years old. My mama didn't want to put me in one of them special schools because she didn't want me to be an egghead. I didn't know what the hell an egghead was. Didn't sound very good to me. When you're 6 years old, you picturing, like you got like this egghead, like, you a cartoon. I want to get into cartoon and something along the lines of R. Crumb. Because, boy, was he on the cutting edge. I believe life after death. I believe that the spirits of those that have gone on with us. I've known that for years. Never wanted to cash in on that kind of reality. Kept it to myself. I'm not like, oh yeah, well your dead uncle, Fred, said check the keys or what. I'm not interested in people's personal business, whether they're dead or alive, as far as that goes. Yeah, I'm a kind of a ghost whisperer. I've seen a lot of death in my life, unfortunately. I've survived it myself more than once. Don't know what to tell you. Just figured I better start somewheres. And I wanna thank you, Susan. I want to thank everybody else, that are considering funding my GoFundMe page. My family trying to get RV together. My goal originally was 50 grand, and I thought, well, maybe that's too much to ask for people. Although there's a lot of money in this world. I don't have it, but most people don't. Most of us have work. We work retail. We've worked healthcare, whatever, it's a whole another story. But anyway, if you can contribute, I will send out the link. I posted on my Twitter, and it's on my DL page, Facebook and whatnot. And I don't like to have to ask for help. After a lifetime of being as independent as possible. I mean, there have been times, unfortunately, the economy went down. My sister lost a corporate job after 14 years, downsized. And through unfortunate circumstances and people not working together in the family and bailing on us. We were homeless. I stood on the corner of 7th Avenue here in Eugene with a sign. Grandma needs money for, gas, food. It's really hard to get up there and do that. But I did. And I just didn't know what to do, so I prayed. And so I just did my stand-up, and I just wished everybody a happy day and started improvising, singing and stuff like that. And people stopped. They apologized to me because all they had was change in their car. They're riding around in old cars like our SUV is like 12 years old. We've never owned a new car. Yeah, I really want to take on $700 a month payments for a lease. Whatever, that's rent. Rent gets paid first, utilities, and, whatever's left over for food, and, blah, blah, blah. And so, it's a humbling experience. I don't know. I've been through a lot of things in my life. I'm a Me Too. You name it. Okay? But I'm here for a reason. Just like all of us that want to make a change. Like David Hogg and everybody over there. And thank you, Dave, for following me here on Twitter. I retweet y'all. I respect all you kids out there for standing up for something right. 30 years ago, we were the ones that were standing up for dead in Ohio. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Google the song if you don't know what it is. We've lived through Nixon. I lived through, Kennedy being shot and being sent home at 9 years old in tears. How much more, man? There's a lot of layers to reality. Some people just see it like, okay, well, I'm up and then I gotta go to work. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm a smoker. They crammed that down my throat from the time I was a kid. I don't think anybody should start smoking. It's a bad deal. I probably could have bought myself a nice house. Maybe, who knows, a mansion. All the money I spent. Cigarettes with 2 packs for $1 when I worked for Lemmings in the Village Gate in 1972 and 3. Now they're $8 a pack, $6 or $5. Where do you want to get started? Look, my bottom line is I want to see my family do well. I want to see us live in a nice small town in Mississippi. I want to see this world improve. And I don't know how that's going to happen. It's going to take a damn miracle. And those of us that believe in miracles, well, we got to keep the faith. We got to do what we can. There ain't no easy answers. I've done tarot cards since I was a teenager. I've done, the I Ching. I've done Celtic oracles. I studied some voodoo and Santeria. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have no damn gun. We got a German Shepherd puppy. I believe in a higher power. Sometimes you got to take a higher power into your hands. That's what magicians do. Does it mean that I can make us hit the lottery next week? I wish. Because not only we go underground, but there's a lot of places like St. Jude Helping Hospital. There's a lot of need in this world, and we would do something. Mental health system, yeah, you're going to fix it. Good luck. It's collapsed since the 1980s. You have some kid juvenile that's violent these days. They don't even have a place to take them. Unless they got white insurance. Not to be racist or nothing. But if you don't have, like, you know, it's like in them commercials, oh, we might be able to help you with your medication, but not if you want Medicaid. You know. That's what it is, people. We separated. We separated by poverty. We separated by, and there's good people and bad people in all races, all religions, all economic, you know, the whole thing. It's choice. That's what it boils down to. Am I going to be a selfish bastard today? Or am I going to look around and see the world? Am I going to try to do something? Whatever it is. You see a lady my age out there. They got no place to go. And they're hungry. Maybe they got a dog. That's all they got. Ain't gonna break the bank, give them a couple bucks. Yeah, there's some people out there, fools, that are just, you know, on crack or meth or whatever, and they just spun out and they just begging for no reason, and they don't want to work. Yeah, that's right. That's what we got out there, too. But there's some desperate people. There's some people out there with mental problems that aren't being addressed. They're afraid of people. I seen this woman one day. My niece tried to bring her a blanket. It was freezing. This was a couple of years ago here in Eugene. And this old woman was sleeping right by one of those, you know, E.F. Hutton buildings. It wasn't that, but I can't remember. But it was just, you know, it was such a contrast. I wish that I had had like a phone that I could take pictures with in them days. Because it was like, you know, here we are, you know, in front of this, you know, they deal with, you know, all this trading and money, and here's a poor soul. She ain't got no place to go. Whether she wants to or she don't know no better. And she didn't want the blanket. She was afraid. There's a term in Hebrew, I think it is. I'm learning what it's like to be a Jew. You know, I'm learning from a really cool Orthodox lady back in Brooklyn. And the word is Tikkun Olam. It means to repair the world. It means to heal it. Google it. Do something. Help St. Jude. Help your fellow man. You see somebody out there with a dog and they're hungry. Help them if you can. Yeah, there's a lot of need. And sometimes you just, oh my God, I can't help everybody. I mean, after I've been homeless and getting back on my feet, I was able to work for a little while till Social Security was down my throat about, oh, you can only make $85 a month. Anything over that, we won't take it. I was getting paid to take care of my disabled grandson. He was on the autism spectrum. Didn't even know it, actually, until this year. We never, you know, said, hey, you got, you know. When I started working with him 3 years ago, I mean, I've been in his life, his whole life, and his sister. Long story short, he could only speak 3-syllable words at 4 years old. I try to read him a story. Bedtime story, wasn't interested. Hit me in the head with a book. Next night I did the same thing. Eventually I got to read a sentence to him. His focus got a little bit better.